Welcome to Game Crunch, your weekly video game podcast. My name is Mike Anastasia. With me today we have Brandon.
Hi, did you forget my name?
I'm so used to saying Nick first since he's not here. I kept trying to be like, Nick.
Yeah, I got you.
And I kind of had to do like, you know how when they like ask you for like your social security number and you're like the last 4 digits, and you got to be like, I always say the first 5 in my head and then just start talking on the last 4. That's kind of what I had to do to get to your part. Yeah, same idea. Anyways, we were talking about games and things.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick's got the vid, so
He does.
He's not here.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
But he's
I hope
fine.
he's okay.
He says he is. I believe him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, we're going to talk about games and things. I got Splatoon 3 to talk about. I know you.
I played Splatoon 3. Yeah.
I don't know what else you got, but we can start there.
I don't really have that much else. So we can talk about Splatoon 3.
Well, why don't you start talking about Splatoon 3? Since I've talked about it the last 2 weeks, and I can kind of add on to your thoughts.
I think this is one of the most fair games competitively that I have ever played.
Really?
Yes.
That's pretty big statement.
Yes, and the main thing is, it's the fact that you yourself are always leveling up and improving, even if the rest of your team is shit. Which a lot of the time, the rest of your team is gonna be shit. And you can still look at it from the point of view of, oh, at least I did good, and that matters. That matters. Mm-hmm. So, in many other competitive game, that doesn't matter, because it's a team-based game. And also because of the way it's designed where, essentially, it's all or nothing. It's all of you do well together as a team, or you just wasted your time. And I feel like, even though this game makes me very salty because I can't get a good team to save my life, and then when I do, it seems like we get disconnected, and that really sucks. There's not enough communication options here. Like even like fast like things you can press on the D-pad, that sort of thing. Maybe I'm missing something.
But at least 2 more things.
Or like a ping system. A system where you can ping the objective and be like, here, because it's like, let's go, or booyah, or ouch. That doesn't fucking help me. That doesn't fucking help anyone. And the only reason you really use the booyah is to charge up the dude's spirit bomb whenever he's doing a special. So
yeah, booyah is just kind of like a rallying thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I use booyah a lot when I'm doing salmon run, because if you clinch off like a really tight win, that booyah button's getting spammed. Like,
dude, salmon run is fucking fantastic. That
amazing.
I love. I love salmon run. That is
is like the darling of this game. Like, as good as the other stuff is, salmon run's fucking fantastic.
Salmon run is fantastic, and I do love it, and I think it's very, very well made. I got no complaints about salmon run. Salmon run's just great overall. Although I do feel like, again, you can have like the absolute worst teams, and you can still feel like you're progressing, even in salmon run, because you get like the like egg things you can open up, and sometimes it'll have gear, and sometimes it'll have other things, and all of that. The fact that you're always progressing in this game, even if your team are garbage cans, is what makes this game probably one of the most fair games I've ever played.
And salmon run too. I mean, I guess in all the modes especially, but salmon run too. Like if I get down leveled, like I did in this current rotation right now, I down leveled quite a bit. But like when you get to like a team with like a lower like threshold, like I can carry that team quite a bit, even if like the weapon rotation sucks.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I get stuck on the sniper and I'm just like, the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
No, I'm like this. Yeah, and that's my least favorite class of weapon. So if I get one, I'm just like, what do I do? I'm like, I'll try.
I love snipers in any other game, but the sniper in this game is so... I feel like it's just completely useless, because a lot of the time you need those other weapons to be able to carry, because this game is more about filling space than it is about killing opponents. And as such, the sniper, which is specifically for killing opponents and doing it within a long period of time, because you have to wait and hold down for it to like scope in, essentially, you know what I mean? Not actually scope in, but like zoom in, and then you have to like let go after it's charged up. That just kind of kills the flow of everything, in my opinion.
I don't even like it in anarchy battles either.
I don't know why it exists. I really don't know why it exists. It's probably one of the worst weapons in the game.
I think it's to fill certain playstyles. And granted, if you have the right person in there in the right mode, it can be a very effective deterrent. But if you have the wrong person in there, then it's useless. Like, you might as well just be standing around doing nothing. Like,
my point is, I don't know why it's in what do you call it?
Salmon Run?
Salmon Run. There's like no point to it. It does not. It's not good. You need to always be moving in Salmon Run. You need to always be like watching out for any of the bosses that come along, and the bosses are always moving. So like charging up a sniper is not really going to help you, especially when you get something like the ones where it's like the teacup stacked on top of one another. How the fuck is that going to help me? Am I just going to spam? Yeah, sure. All right. Why not? Yeah, that definitely works.
That's usually, if I need to go fight those ones with that rifle, that's usually what I do. Run right up to them.
Or the like dragon things where you have to shoot the one that's in the very back that's like controlling the entire thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Sniper might be better from that if you're elevated.
No, I don't think it's good at all, because those things are always moving. So they're always encroaching on you. And as you're a sniper, you're standing still in one place. You could easily get killed by those things.
Well, not if you're at the top of like those. Like, you know those stupid little... They tell the snipers...
But most of the time when you have those things, you've got like 6 other things on the field that are attacking you at the same time. So you gotta dodge the fucking shots that are being shot at you. You gotta dodge the things that are being thrown at you. You gotta watch out for the giant fucking shark. You gotta watch out for all that stuff. And meanwhile, you are a literal non-mobile unit. And it just doesn't work.
And it's funny, I was gonna say, because one of the best places for the sniper to go is like, you know, those little like...
On top of the planks that they drop when those like fish things bring it in. I don't know what they're...
Somehow the sharks get you up there too, which I don't understand.
I've never seen that. That's crazy. I've never seen that.
Oh, they will. Because I was like, I saw the little lights one time and I'm like, they won't get me up here. Oh, they did. They do. They somehow nuts. Get you up there. Yeah, I don't...
That is nuts.
That's like the one place they shouldn't be able to get you. But
I wonder if you don't ink it. Like, if you don't ink it at all, like the top, and you just ink leading up to the top and then get on top where there's nothing there and it's not inked. I wonder if you do that, if they can come up to the very top and get you.
I think they can go even if there's nothing.
Can they only travel through ink?
I don't believe so.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I think they can just go wherever. You're just kind of fucked if the shark shows up.
Yeah, I guess so.
But the boss designs, like, they are really clever. Like,
the bosses are fantastic in Salmon Run. There's 11 of them. I actually played the tutorial and felt like it was meaningful when I went through all 11 bosses, and I was like, wow, this is really neat and really cool. And it's so well made. It's just so well made.
And I remember too with the tutorial when I went through it, I'm like, this isn't gonna be helpful. And then you get in your first match and you're like, oh, this was really helpful. I'm like, I remember who these ones are. I'm like, at first I thought I was going to be like, how am I going to keep them all straight? There's so many.
So I never played Salmon Run in 2 because I couldn't, because all the times in me just didn't match up for playing it. So yeah, I'm playing it now and like seeing all these like there's like 11 bosses, and having that ability for the tutorial and everything to like see how to do every individual thing. Fantastic idea. But that should also be a prerequisite for playing ranked, because too many people don't know how to fucking play ranked. Too many people do not understand. You need to move that platform by shooting it with your ink. Too many people don't understand. You need to collect 10 clams to make a football to throw into the opponent's basket. Not ours, the opponent's. Too many people don't understand these concepts.
I've seen some doozies, and it's, even with like the better players too. Like, I'm up to A rank now because I haven't really been like focusing.
I'm B minus. I'm B minus. I'm hard stuck B right now, or maybe B minus. I don't know which one it is, but I'm hard stuck there because it's too many times where I get a good team and I have a solid foundation and we are absolutely wrecking, and then communication error. I have lost that good team. I am very sad, and my next team is just walking trash cans. And it's just so painful.
Like I was playing one of the Rainmaker ones the other day.
Yeah.
So like it was perfect. There was
and everyone's inking the place, and it's like, no.
We had. Well, it was great because there was 3 of us. One of the people had the Rainmaker, and then me and the other player were like right in front of him, like right. We coded the path to the checkpoint. There is no enemies in our way. The fastest way, like I could see it, and the person with the Rainmaker behind us goes a different way, like up around to like a long way. And before I even realized what happened, they were dead. I'm like, what?
My favorite is when the person with the Rainmaker doesn't ink anything, and they're just slow walking, and it's just like, no, you need ink. Follow my ink, or put down your own. Don't just walk. No, that doesn't work, and it happens so often, and it's so painful. It's like I was telling my friend. I was telling my friend this morning. I was like, every single person that I have played Splatoon 3 with that is a random, I'm gonna invite them to my funeral so they can let me down one last fucking time before I die.
There was like the only time I'll go somewhere with the Rainmaker without ink is if I get to the checkpoint and for some reason it's not inked up, I'm like, I will fucking fishtail my way up the top of this checkpoint. I don't give a fuck. I'm doing it. Because sometimes, like, you'll get ink all the way there, and then it just won't be all the way up to the top. And I'm like, I'll wiggle my way up. I'm like, I don't fucking care. But yeah,
you're gonna Skyrim horse it. That's what you're doing.
You're already slow enough with the Rainmaker. Like, why are you trying to make yourself slower? Yeah, no, there's some doozy. Even on Salmon Run, there was one. I almost killed this girl. She like, we're like going around like minding our business. We shoot an enemy, and like there was. I don't remember, like, because they drop 3 little eggs when you get them. I had gotten one. This girl had gotten another one, and I don't know. The other players were off somewhere else or whatever. So I go and drop off my egg, and then this girl I just hear like this way, this way, this way, this way, and I look. I go back to where she is because I'm like, maybe she needs help with something. I don't know. No, she's sitting there by herself. Not even enemies. Nothing. It's just her holding the one egg. Standing next to the unattended egg, waiting for someone to come and get it, and just kept on spamming this way until someone came and got it. And be like,
Christ.
You could have dropped off this egg and came back for it already. Like, what are you doing? You're just driving us crazy. Like, and that's I like the communication. It's already pretty limited in Salmon Run, but like, don't use this way unless you actually need something.
Yes,
because if I'm off fighting something like big like bosses and if someone says this way, I'm kind of like, hey, this might be a priority, I should change what I'm doing and go back. But if I go over there and just find it's a nothing burger, I'd be kind of pissed because then you let the battlefield where actually stuff was going on fill up. So
no, I feel exactly the same way. And then like another thing, because like, I did the tutorial, so I learned like some of the little extra tips. Like my favorite one specifically was when you destroy the one that has the cannon, you can then put all of your eggs into the cannon and shoot them back to your base. So someone can just be there and like turn them all in, and it's all very convenient. And I like tried to get everyone that was there to put their eggs in. So I used the this way button because that's the only way I can communicate. And then I put my egg in to show them, hey, this is what we should do. And they all just kind of stand there for a second. And then they go running off. And I'm like, no. If only I could communicate with these idiots.
I will say, though, there are instances where I wouldn't use the cannon personally. Like, if it's only... Like, because it always drives me crazy. Like, if there's 3 people and there's 3 eggs, like, don't use the cannon. Just bring it back, because you're probably going to be running right next to the egg basket.
Oh, no, we had so many eggs, because it was the one where, like, the bosses just keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. So I was like, use the cannon, this way, use the cannon. And then I even showed them by being like, look, I put my eggs in, and look, they're over there now. And they're just like, okay, bye. And I'm like, no, what are you doing?
But there's so many times where I've seen it where, like, 3 people will throw eggs in there and then swim right up to the egg basket and then pick them up again and put them in. Be like, why did you waste your time? Like, you're just making it more work for us. And then you got to shoot down the little flies that try to steal your eggs away. And, sometimes you get distracted and something else is going on. Like, you just might as well you're going right next to it anyway.
This way. This way.
Oh, that girl.
It's so good. It's so good. I really do think that this is like, so it's the angriest I've gotten. I will say that. Because of brain dead teammates.
I've been saying some real nasty stuff the last 2 days while I've been playing ranked battles.
Oh, me too, my friend. Oh, me too. It's a good thing the fucking Switch doesn't record all my voice chat. And another thing, because I would be banned.
Oh yeah, no, some real foul things be coming. Because I'll be like, what? I'm like, what are you doing? Like, or sometimes you'll go to like warp to a spot, like you blow, you die, you like try to warp back in, and then you find like a teammate who's like, especially in the
in their spawn,
they'll be
and you're just like, what? Why? Why are you
there? They'll be out painting like random areas. Be like, what are you doing? This isn't turf war. We aren't playing on this part of the map. Get the fuck out of here.
My favorite is last night. So last night it was the one where the water rises and falls and they have like all the inflatable tubes and everything.
Oh yeah.
And you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I don't know what the map's called, but that one where it's like it's kind of beachy, it's kind of, summery, that sort of thing. It was that map, and it was the control point, the one where you have to like shoot it and ink it so it goes around in the
splat zones. Or no, tower control? The one where you're on the tower?
I think so. I'm trying to remember. Okay. Yeah. Tower controller, I think. And I'm getting too mixed up. Oh my god, I'm getting too mixed up. I'm sorry. No, this one was so the maps kind of, that is the one thing I think I have an issue with. A lot of the maps kind of, since they have the same sort of themes, they blend in for me, and I really have a hard time understanding which map is which. But there is one that was like that map where it has the tower control, and I don't know what it's called, and I couldn't tell you it right now to save my life. But it is the tower one.
You can have the tower control on any of the maps.
Okay, all right, then maybe it was that map. I'm not sure. But anyway, the case in point, we're fighting for the tower. It's in the center. They've gotten it halfway. We've gotten it halfway. It's pretty much 50-50 at this point, right? And now we've got it back to the center, where like we have 50 points, they have 50 points, and it's back in the center. One of us just got splatted. 3 of us are respawning, I believe. No, 2 of us are respawning, and 1 is there on the point. So I go do my jump to go to the point where that guy is fighting, so I can help by continuing to splat the enemy team and also get the tower to move. And I'm like expecting the rest of the team to come rallying in behind me. And as I'm flying over my spawn area to go to the tower where my other teammate is, I just see 2 people inking the entire spawn. And I'm like, we have literally been playing this mode for 5 minutes. You should understand how to play this game by now. Please stop.
No, some of the things they do like baffle me. Like I was doing I think it was one of my rank up battles when I was trying to rank up to A class. And like, so my team, like we go and we push back the enemy team pretty quickly, but then it was a splat zone. Nobody splatted the splat zone. So nobody was like, the other team was still in control, but there was no other team there because we'd already wiped them out.
Yeah.
We're like, what the fuck are you doing? When there was a splat zones,
dude, my favorite match. Okay, so all right, splat zones in the middle. You come in and there's like a ramp that goes straight down. It's just like a little square, and there's little ramps on the left and the right side. Don't again know what this map is called, but they have a ramp that they have to also go down, and it's just like a straight path down with then like little side areas off to the left and the right of the splat zone. Don't know what the map's called. Don't know anything else that I can use to describe it. Because it's very simplistic. That's essentially all there is.
A lot of the maps are, yeah.
But that map. So we have splatted them, much like what you were talking about, where they had control. We have splatted them. I see on the map, when you're about to respawn in, where you can choose what teammate you're going to go to.
Yeah.
I see 3 teammates fighting in their spawn, just continuously splatting them, or attempting to. Not succeeding very well. That's why I say attempting. But we had just pushed them off the point. I got killed. So I'm like, okay, but 3 of them are still left. So clearly, they're going to cover the zone, and it's going to be ours. Yeah. Nope. Enemy wins because they pushed all the way to their spawn and let the enemy get the last 3 points that they needed. And I'm just like, What the fuck is wrong with you?
And it's like if you have control of the point and you can push them back and hold them there, some of the maps you can. And it's like, okay, that's fair at that point because you can.
Do we need basically 3 in their spawn though? No, we don't.
You do not. Yeah, no, people just get they just don't really. I think that's one of the things I've kind of noticed, as I've kind of gone up.
It feels like they're bots. It really feels like they're AI trying to learn how to play a competitive video game most of the time. That's how my team feels.
It took me a while to get some decent teams through the rank, because you are right, because it is. I feel like it's very rare to have. I feel like the two most common things are you're either gonna get on or on the receiving side of a wipeout team.
Absolutely.
Or you are just the rare one is where you actually have a very really evenly matched.
Oh, it was so good. It was 23-24. We lost, but it was so good because it was such an even match that I was like, I don't even care that I lost because we were both just going for it. We both knew how to play the game, and we both were doing the absolute best we possibly could. And this was great.
So satisfying.
And then I was like, "Hey, let's stay as a team." And everyone's like, "No, we lost by." And I'm just like, "But we lost by a single point. Come on, guys."
I know. So, but you are right. Those are super satisfying. I will say though, I've realized as I've been playing that sometimes when you have those people leave,
it's just because communication error.
You have that, or I think the matchmaking pulls them away. I think the matchmaking separates the team out into different teams.
We don't want you winning too much. Bye.
Yeah, because I've noticed sometimes they'll leave in twos, and I'll be like, oh, I think you can kind of just tell it pulled two people away. I had one where it was it pulled someone away, and then I saw them in my next match on the other team, and I was like, oh, you traitor. But yeah, no, it's just the matchmaking is kind of. It's kind of wonky. It tries to be fair, but it doesn't always, I've realized. So some matches are definitely better than others, for sure.
Yeah, a lot of other matches are just, I'm not getting them. The enemy team's getting them, I'm not.
I do have to say, the Clan Blitz, if you know what you're doing in Clan Blitz, I feel like that's probably one of the most satisfying of the Anarchy battles. But the problem is, there's so many people that don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
that it could just be. It could be a big.
I never have a good Clan Blitz match, which is what makes me very sad because that one's comparatively to the other competitive modes in Splatoon 3 and just Splatoon in general. Clan Blitz is kind of complicated, but it makes sense and it's very well made, and it's actually a smart competitive mode that could be a lot of fun to play.
Oh, yeah.
My teammates think that it's deathmatch or that it's splat zones. They don't ever think that it's a wholly different map, competitive match. And that's why when I look at it, I'm like, maybe force people, with Salmon Run, to play a tutorial explaining the individual different types of competitive modes, because people are easily getting confused on the game mode. I see it all the time. And I think if they did the same thing that they do with Salmon Run, it would make for a better game. That's the one thing I wanted to bring to the table. I think
I agree. I mean, I would even be happy if it made you watch the rules even before. Because the first time you're going into it, if you're not really paying attention, you don't know which mode you're going into. I know the first time that I played one, I think it was Clan Blitz. Yeah. And I actually had to look
up how to play Clan Blitz myself because I was actually kind of confused with that the first time. But I did what many people aren't going to do because I have a competitive mindset. I'm hyper competitive when it comes to games. I went online and I watched a tutorial, and not a lot of people are going to do that. So not a lot of people are actually going to know how to play the damn mode because nowhere. The rules are very tiny where it says press the back button or the minus button to read the rules, and it's on the right side inside of a box and everything. It's not very prominent. Now, I get it. This is the third game, and you should probably already know by now. But some people are going to be jumping in on this for the first time because the last game was on the Wii U, and then Splatoon 2. People are like, I don't really know about Splatoon 2 because it's a fully competitive game. But now people have seen, oh, these games are actually really good. Or, oh, a lot of people play this. This is our competitive game on the Switch. I want to play it. But they're just going to jump right in without knowing how to play the competitive side of things. And as such, it really kind of hampers the experience for people that do know or do make that effort to go play. I mean, to go find out how to play, because you're going to have so many people on your team that just have no fucking clue.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and it's, I agree. Like, it really just doesn't have any kind of like way to like wean you in. And especially considering
and you got no communication either. So like that makes it even worse, because obviously they don't want you communicating in a very negative way, which I definitely would. So, maybe Nintendo's right about that one.
Oh, I know. I mean, I agree. I mean, they do have like some modes that are, made so that you can play with like your friends or whatever. I've got a bunch of friend requests too through Splatoon. Actually, because I don't even think a lot of people know that you can do this, but it's possible to send friend requests on the Switch to people that you've played online with, even if you don't know them directly. Yeah, so if you go into like your friend request thing on the Switch, and one of the options there is, find people I've played with, and then it will show you what game it is, and then if you click on it, it will be like, hey, this is so and so, and his name in the game is so and so. And you'd be like, oh, okay, and then you can send them a friend request, and they can accept or deny. But like, it's one of those things like it's weird because even with the lack of communication, you can kind of really connect with some people. I feel like if you, especially in Salmon Run, where you might play, with like the same
Sticking
people
with
like
teams in Salmon Run, yeah, I definitely had that happen, and that was a lot of fun. That was actually like incredibly fun. No one sent me a friend request. Even though I was the best, but maybe that's why they didn't send me a friend request.
I think I've gotten one. I think in like almost every. I got in a couple in Salmon Run. I've gotten one in Anarchy Battles.
Or maybe I have, and I just don't know. I don't really ever look at my friends list for my Switch, so maybe I do have friend. Well, I'm gonna look, and there's gonna be like 70.
I also, like I said though, Brandon, I just don't think a lot of people realize that option's there. Like, you kind of have to know, or maybe someone will do it to you, and you'll be like, "Oh, how did they do this? How can I do it?" Because it is kind of interesting. I got myself. I will just kind of like toot my own horn.
You've not received any friend request. All right, cool. I'll go fuck myself.
I'll toot my horn just for like a second. I got a blue jumpsuit in Salmon Run. I love it. I'm like so happy.
Oh, nice. I wanted to get one of the other jumpsuits. I don't know what the fuck it was called. What color it was. Not what it was called.
Orange is the default.
Yeah.
Yellow and green are kind of like the first two available to you.
I think green was the one I wanted because green just looks good in my opinion.
Yeah, then you can, like, the next set that unlocks after that is blue and pink. And then the final set is black and white, which I've not seen a person wear either of those yet. Because
pink sounds good too. I kind of want pink.
The problem is, like, so it all comes down to the Kawazuo rewards, because that's what you need. You need the fish scales.
Yeah, okay.
The yellow and green ones cost 10, which, okay. Like, you fight Kawazuo a couple times, like, you get that. But then, like, the blue and the pink one are 30 each. You're like, okay, well, that's a lot of Kawazuo, but because you don't know what he's going to give you. Like, it's very random. Like, sometimes, like, you get something every time you fight him. But, like, I guess to some degree, like, the silver and the gold drop are pretty random. Like, I've fought Kawazuo, I don't know how many times. I've beaten him 6 times. I've only gotten 2 golds. Like, it just does not really seem to be any rhyme or reason to it.
I think I have 5. I'll have to check, but I think I have 5. And I've only fought him once.
You can be pretty lucky.
I do have... So, here's the thing. I do have incredibly good RNG in video games. I know there's no rhyme or reason to say that. Yeah, legitimately, I have played games where it's like, oh, there's like a fucking 0.05% chance of that drop, and I get it. I have legitimately played games where that has happened, and then people hate me for it for a very long time, who have been playing for like fucking hundreds of hours, and I just booted the game for the first time. So that's a thing that happens. When does the shops reset? How do I get better clothing? Is it always going to be just the 6 that I see that's in there? That's a few questions I have.
So 8 p.m. is what it is on the East Coast.
Okay.
So that's when the shops will change every day.
30 minutes, got it.
So the other thing to do at 8 p.m. is it resets the gacha machine in the lobby. So you can do your first spin of the day.
Oh, so for 5K, so I don't have to do 30K again. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. And that's where you can also get clothing items?
I don't know if I've ever gotten clothing there.
Okay.
Because you get a lot of random shit there, though.
Yeah, so I got some I got like a meal ticket and
you'll get meal tickets. You'll get banners. You'll get
a banner.
you'll get new nickname things. Yep. You'll get
just the clothing looks kind of shit that I see, and then I see people that have like fucking bear heads, and I'm like, where did you get that, and how can I have it?
So the other place to check is the app too. So the app gets a lot of cool shit in there as well.
So the app actually has different clothing compared to the ones that is in the game itself?
Yes. There's clothing on the app that you can only get in the app.
Okay, all right, I see you.
My sunglasses, I fucking love them. I've only seen them in the app. I've never seen them in like the normal clothing stores.
So I got headphones. The headphones are sick that I got. These like huge fucking like studio headphones. I don't know what they're from or how I got them, but I have them and they're really neat.
And the other thing at the store too,
because these 6 items, a lot of the time the shirt element of this game is kind of drab, and then I see other people wearing shirts, and I'm like, yours are fucking cool. You have things that like you have like things that look like streetwear, okay. So one of my favorite kinds of clothing in real life is streetwear. It's so good. I love streetwear.
Okay, and another pro tip I got for you, Brandon, before I forget, because you just mentioned this.
Yes.
So when you play with someone and you're like, oh my fucking god, that thing is so cool, like leave that match afterwards.
Okay.
And go out into the plaza, because that person will be out there. Find them, and then you can order the clothes from them.
I can just buy their clothes?
Yeah.
Dude, I want that person's fucking bear hat.
Yeah, so so if you find them and you be like, I want this, then you can order it and then you can pick it up from Merc. Like the guy, I think that's his name. The guy that sits right next to the lobby on the outside in the plaza. Okay. You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I'm in the game right now, so I can just go look.
Yeah, so if you go to the plaza...
is it the guy that's sitting next to it that looks like fucking like a downer boy?
Yeah, he's got one big eye. Yeah.
Yeah. Downer boy over here. Yeah. I got this. I understand this guy.
Yeah. So you might have to talk to him first.
This guy has a bear hat.
Yeah, so you might have to talk to Merc first just to like unlock the ability to. But once you do, then you can find the people there and be like, hey, I want this. And he'll be like, I can order that for you.
Okay. Oh, hi, oi, chum. Going for a full-fledged freshness. I see you looking good, chum. But something tells me you've got sights set somewhere even fresher, and that's got me thinking, where are my sights set? Maybe I ought to be aiming higher too. What that all boils down to this? What this all boils down to? I thought it was 2 eyes. Okay, so now, okay. There's a lot of stuff here. I can reroll my stats and this other Splatnet delivery. Okay, that's for the app, right?
That's for the app. So if you order something from the app, we'll get sent to them from there. You can do a snap or whatever delivery, and you can get it.
His bear hat's not for sale.
Is it like the bear ears?
Fresh fish head is what this is called. It's a fish head. What's the fresh fish head? Where do you get that? How do you get that? This person has like 6 stuff. Fresh fish head, Splatoon 3.
Fill us in. What's the secret?
But okay, never mind.
What?
That is actually an amiibo head.
I was gonna say, because I know there's the bear ears. I know those you have to get for story mode.
I want bear ears.
Well, finish the story mode. Once you beat the last,
I haven't even played the story mode.
It's not hard. Like I said, it's only 1 to 2 hours. Just that.
I don't think that it's hard. I think I'd rather be grinding. Like I said, I have a really competitive mindset, so I'm just like grind multiplayer. Yeah. But now that I know there's actually gear for finishing the story mode, maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, you get some cool things in the story mode, like as you go through. There's like gear, there's titles, you get cards for the
this
table.
person has the barriers.
Go try and order. Maybe you can.
Not for sale.
Yeah, that's it. I know that one. The barriers I know for sure are from the story mode, like the final level. Unlocks the barriers.
I see.
Because I have them, and it's too bad you can't send them to people. Because I'd be like, here you go, Brandon. You can have my amiibo.
What is fucking marinated headphones? Why is this so cool looking? You have sick, everyone in my plaza has sick stuff.
Like the one thing I love about my sunglasses, as opposed to like all the other ones,
I bet this is also a fucking amiibo thing, isn't it?
I know the samurai gears.
Fuck you, amiibo. They're from Amiibo.
Wow. It's too bad you don't live closer.
Yeah, it is. Ship them to me. I'll ship them back. No, I'm just kidding. Next day shipping. No, I'm just kidding.
But this game is just, it has no shortage of like I told you last week. Like I honestly don't feel bored playing this game. Like there's just so much to do, and you're right, because there is always that constant like it doesn't matter if you do good or bad. Like there's always that reward, just kind of like tempting you along. And yeah, no, it's great. Like I do really like kind of like all the stuff they have here. I'm really excited to see, what else they have going on. Like we kind of talked about it last week, but some more info actually came out this week about like that was data mined about like the big runs or whatever. Because it sounds like it's gonna be.
So when you order something, when does it come in? Sorry, I just wanted to ask that.
I think if you're ordering it from the people, I think it's the next day. So it should show up there at like 8, because I think you're right before the window.
Sounds awesome. I'm gonna order 2 things.
I think it'll only let you order one at a time.
On the way, ordered. And I just ordered 2 things.
Oh, okay. What was I gonna say? Oh, it's the big run thing. Apparently, like they make it sound like it's gonna be.
I'm ordering 3 things. I ordered 3 things. You can order 3 things.
Okay.
So I'll get them all tomorrow. This person had a fucking sick ass like leather jacket and red headphones, and I wanted both.
Why not?
Yeah.
Get them.
I did. I already did. Get them tomorrow.
Anyway, so big run. It sounds like it's gonna be kind of like a Splatfest kind of thing.
Okay.
It sounds like they have dialogue to kind of like announce it in the plaza. There's supposed to be some sort of results that are going to be announced at the end. But it sounds like it's going to be like a big to do, like kind of like the Salmonids are taking over the city. Don't know, but there's said that there's supposed to be one every couple weeks.
Okay.
So I'm guessing it's probably going to alternate. I'm guessing their plan is it's probably going to alternate with the Splatfest. Like you have like a Splatfest, and you have like a big run kind of thing, just to keep things fresh, I guess. No pun intended. Kind of mix things up. So there's supposed to be the next update for the game is supposed to be mid-season, which means it will be sometime this month. So, and then the end of the season is the end of the end of November. And what I didn't realize at that point, so there are things that happen at the end of the season. So at the end of the season, the catalogs refresh. Like, I have your catalog level or whatever with the unlocks.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
So
I don't know what level I'm on though for that one.
Well, so at the end, so there's rewards for every level of the catalog as it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like, I forget what they call it, but they're like this catalog has a name. I can look it up right now. Because I think it's right on the app. So let's see, it's a catalog. So this is Drizzle season 2022. That's what it's called right now. That's what this catalog is. So this catalog goes until November 30th. So December 1st, there'll be a whole new catalog with new things in it.
It's like new clothing items and shit?
Yeah. New clothing, new titles. And I believe the shops refresh too.
All right, neat.
So with new clothing items and everything, which is pretty neat. The other thing that happens at the end of the season is that if you have like a ranked level, everyone goes down 2 levels. Not like A to C. It's more like A+ to A- kind of thing.
Okay.
The idea is that people who are in like the higher levels, because they are gonna have those like higher level ranks, like the X battles.
Okay.
Like is what they're called. That's another feature that they've announced, which has not been implemented yet. Those you have to be at least S+ or S rank and Anarchy battles, and then those unlock. So you have to maintain that ranking in Anarchy battles to keep going into the higher level battles. So that's kind of like the incentive there with the down ranking there. But I guess too, also, like I sent you a couple messages I think about this week. There are people who have gotten trapped in like the higher level battles, and they've got into like deficiencies in terms of like their battle points, where they got themselves into a rank much higher than their actual skill level.
Oh wow.
And like I saw one, they were like negative, it was hundreds or thousands of points, and they're like, I can't get out of here, and when I play I just instantly die.
Holy shit.
Like, this isn't fun. There is no way to downrank yourself currently in the ranked battles. However, if you did want to downrank yourself in Salmon Run, that is a possibility.
Okay.
Which I can see people maybe wanting to do that. Some of the Salmon Runs are just vicious, but also
I was really liking like as Salmon Run got harder and harder. It was so much fun.
It's just kind of like RNG. Like the last rotation that was there, I don't know if you played it, where it was like the random weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that just fucks you right over. Because it's like you have a team where
so the random weapons isn't an always thing?
No.
Oh,
so a lot of times the weapons
I thought that was just Salmon Run. I literally was just playing that one for like ever.
Yeah, so the random weapons is just like a special rotation. So they're like, hey, we're gonna do some random weapons, and there'll be a rare weapon thrown in there, which was the Grisco. I forgot what it was. It was like the bow and arrow kind of like crazy thing with the widespread.
Okay.
Like right now, the current rotation has 2 blasters, a sniper, and then like a little Gatling gun. And I hate it. I hate all those weapons. Like all of them, every time I've gotten them in other modes, I'm like, oh, I hate this weapon. And it's just every single weapon I hate in one rotation. But with the random weapons, there'll be times where it'd be like we were talking about earlier. I had one where it was like 2 of us had sniper rifles and then 2 of us had shitty rollers. It'd be like, what are you gonna do with these? Like, we can't do anything.
Yeah.
The rollers have no range, and it also wasn't the good rollers where you could like roll over like a lot of like the mid, like the bigger like salmon mids.
Mm-hmm.
And then like we said, like the sniper is like you're pretty limited on what you can do with those. So it's like we can't do anything. Or God forbid you get glow flies in the first round. You might as well just kiss your rank goodbye at that point. Glow flies. Did you fight any glow flies yet? Oh, you would remember. It's horrific.
Can you tell me what they are, essentially?
So when you start up, it's just like glow flies, and then like these little fireflies fly around you, and then a whole giant train of salmons comes running at you like 100 miles an hour.
No, I've never seen that. What?
Oh, you will remember it when it happens. I guarantee it. And especially you can always tell when it's people's first times, because they'll be like, I know what I'm doing, and be like, no, you do not. Like, get the fuck over here right now. But they'll run away to a place where they can never be reached, and then they're just gonna have to sit there the rest of the match, because there's no way. Like, the team will just die, and then we'll all die because you died. So, yeah.
Okay, then.
It's an experience. It really needs to be. I've seen some teams pull through. It's few and far between. It needs to be rebalanced a little bit, but it is an experience. I just wish it wouldn't be on the first round. Like, put it on the third round, because if you lose there, you don't lose any points. In the first round, I've got them back to back and lost both of them, and it's like, oh, there goes your rank. You're down leveled. So,
damn, that's weird. Yeah, I've never played that one.
The other one that I can always tell how good someone is at Salmon Run is the tornado one. Did you ever see the tornado one?
No, I don't think so. Explain.
Tornado one's actually my favorite one. It's easy. It's not actually a bad one. So what it is like it's low tide, so you're down on the beach, and this crate comes there, and it's full of salmon eggs, like the golden eggs.
Okay.
And you just have to get them up, but you're not using the beach drop point. You have to go all the way back up to the main drop point in the base. So it's a long, path to get up there.
Okay.
So the effective way to do it, people who are like, at least know what they're doing generally, like they'll go down there, they'll open up the crate with the eggs in it, and they'll start kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like a relay race, kind of. Like, they'll grab an egg, they'll throw it, and then they'll keep throwing them further and further as a group, so that eventually when you get to the end, like all the eggs are up there, and you're just doing short little trips.
Oh, okay.
if you're doing it like people who don't know what they're doing, like I've seen it, like you'll throw the first egg and then someone will grab one and then go all the way back up to the main base and then all the way back.
Yikes.
Like, what the fuck are you doing? You're wasting everyone's time. You're not even being helpful. So yeah, no, it's wild. I don't know, the game just, there's so much variety even in Salmon Run. Like some of the things just surprise me still. So yeah, but it's good. I don't know. I don't really get upset. People are learning. You got to figure it out somehow. So
yeah, I mean, I would like it if more people learned, but
especially in ranked battle. I feel like it's not as offensive in Salmon Run.
No, Salmon Run is fine. Salmon Run is fine. If someone's bad in Salmon Run, it's just like, all right, you're bad, whatever.
Yeah, you finish the match and you'd be like, I want a new team, goodbye.
Yeah, exactly.
I usually won't change teams if I lose. I will change teams if people don't, like, if they're like offensively bad. But yes, ranked is just kind of, and you're right. You're like, you get to the end of that match and you're like, do I want to stay with this team?
Yeah.
Or do I want a new team? And you don't know. And sometimes it's like,
no. If my team has let me down, I don't have that moment. I just say, I'll wait an extra minute for a new queue if I don't have to be with these trash cans. Bye. That's essentially what I do any single time.
Oh, the other thing I wanted to say too, because I forgot about this. I just remembered it. So I've been playing around with the abilities on my gear now, and it's been like revolutionary. Like I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like how to do the abilities and what's a good ability and what isn't.
So a lot of it depends on what you're playing as and like what kind of role you want to play.
Mm-hmm.
So I use the Zapper, which it's kind of like, it's a short range shooter. Like, so you got to be quick. You got to be pretty mobile.
Mm-hmm.
So I put like the stealth, like the ninja squid on there, which makes it so when you're in the ink, like you can't see them swimming anymore. And it's been revolutionary. Like I can like swim up to people and be like, surprise, and then just shoot them. Because before, like I would try to get close.
How can I get that? How can I change that? I just have to randomize it?
No, you go to Merc.
RNG? Merc will just change my abilities?
So that's what those ability chunks are for.
Okay.
So you'll get those in the gacha machine. When you're playing Salmon Run, you know how you get like the duplicates of like the items that they have?
Yes.
So if you don't keep it, the option is to swap for chunks.
Yeah, I chunked a hat because I got 3 different fucking hats that were the same or worse, essentially. Yeah.
So when you swap it for chunks, then you'll get chunks for that. And once you get enough, you could use those to get new abilities on your things. And you just go talk to Merc. Or sometimes if you're really lucky, you'll get really good. You'll get like, if you want to use your incredible RNG skills, you can pull out some really nice ability chunks out of the gumball machine. Like I've opened it before and be like, here's 10 of each, and be like, oh fuck yeah.
That's awesome.
Put whatever I want.
I'll give it a go. I'll try the gumball machine at 8:00.
Yeah, but like take a look at what Merc has, because like I said, Merc can redo all those things for you. The other thing is too, the other option, to some degree, is if you go to like the food and drink tickets, you can get drink tickets for certain abilities. And you can put those in, but they're going to be secondary abilities. So, depending on what you want, like you can get like, it'll be like you have a better chance of getting a certain secondary ability than, what you normally would have gotten. So, you got options.
I'm going to look into that because that might be what I need. I might need to adjust my abilities because right now what I'm doing is whatever it gives me, essentially. And if it's something I want, then I keep it. If it's not, then I just hope for the best next time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, exactly. When I started, well, because I think this is how I've always been with Splatoon. Yeah. Like, because I've always been like, I don't really care what the ability is because I like how this item looks. Like, I'm not going to change. I'm dressing my character how I want them to look, not necessarily around their ability. But in this game, it does give you the option to switch those abilities, which I guess you could only do to some degree in the previous Splatoons. So I'm like, wow, I really like these sunglasses, but I want them to have this ability instead of the one that I had. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll put this ability on there because I'm like, I want these sunglasses far more than anything else. So I'm like, I'm not losing them. I would have worked with the abilities, but since this game lets you change them, then you get that. And I get so many chunks from playing Salmon Run by spreading those items that it's like, okay, well, I have a lot of tickets that I can use up on other things. So,
okay, then.
Yeah, definitely worth looking into. The other thing I'd say too with Splatoon is I actually booted up Splatoon 2 this weekend just to kind of like take a look and see what it was like. And it's so different. It feels like a different world. It's so much slower feeling, which surprised me.
So wait, what's so much slower feeling?
Splatoon 2.
Oh.
Like, I was trying to match because I'm like, it's been so long since I played this game. I'm like, I don't really remember what it was like. And so I went in and popped in and played a match. And like, because when you like die and you get to like the launcher thing, it doesn't do that. It just drops you on like a teleport pad in this game, in that game. And I was like, oh
yeah.
Okay. I'm like, I don't remember this. It's been so long. I'm like, I didn't even know the stage I was in. It's been so long. I had like, what was I using? Like dualies? I'm like, I don't ever use dualies. But apparently I did at one point. So, yeah, but I don't know. Splatoon 3 is just, it is still amazing. It is on its way to becoming my second most played Switch game at this point. First it's going to take a while. But it's pretty close to getting number 2 from where it is right now on my.
I'll have to see. One of them is going to take a long time because I left it on sleep mode and it actually just kept counting up the hours because it was so broken. So that one doesn't count.
So it does. So I've realized it does that in game, but the Switch is smarter than.
No, a different game, not Splatoon.
No. I'm saying like, I've had instances where like the game doesn't realize it. Like Xenoblade 2. Things I played like 1,000 hours of it because I did that.
Okay, let me look here then and see if.
But the actual like in game, like the Switch, like that, what keeps track of it doesn't have Splatoon or Xenoblade 2 even close.
Is there a way to check and see what my most played game is?
So if you go to like if you go to all the way to the right and you can pull that list of all your games up.
Yes.
So you do sort by.
Okay.
I think it's the R button.
Yep.
And then you can do
by time played.
Yeah, longest first.
Longest first. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, it's not getting there yet, but it will, I think. Currently,
Animal Crossing is currently my longest, and that's going to take
Animal Crossing
a long
is
time.
Also my longest. Then Breath of the Wild, then Pokemon Legends Arceus, then Mario Odyssey, then Shield, then Ultimate Alliance 3, Let's Go Eevee, Smash Brothers Ultimate, Fortnite, Stardew Valley, No More Heroes 3, Astral Chain, Diablo 3. It's down there. It's down there. I'll have to get it up there though.
Yeah, my current top 10. I mean, I guess since you said yours, I'll tell you mine. My current top 10: Animal Crossing, Smash Bros, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, Splatoon 3, Pokemon Sword, Xenoblade 2, Breath of the Wild, Legends Arceus, Xenoblade 3, and then the last game in the top 10's Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity.
Legends Arceus literally comes after Breath of the Wild for me also. We have in the exact same order, just mine's number 3. It's the most played game.
I mean, Animal Crossing, I don't think I ever actually mentioned this, but Animal Crossing, I actually played it every single day for 2 years. I finally have just stopped playing it at some point this year.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so I guess... sorry. My internet connection was dropped because the console was put in sleep mode. Shut up! I was going to say, you said you used the blaster, right?
I use the zapper.
So the current thing I am using is I just use the splatter shot right now.
The splatter shot's good, yeah.
I like the splatter shot a lot, actually.
I don't think there is a wrong weapon in this game.
I do.
if you are good at the weapon, I don't think there's a wrong weapon in this game.
I think there are vastly underpowered weapons that are very situational to the point where they're not even useful in many game modes.
And the smart people will switch. Like, I've seen people, they'll be like, I use this weapon in Clam Blitz, and I use this weapon in Rainmaker. And I think that's fair. I think there's some weapons that are good in everything.
I think the Aerospray MG is good in nothing.
I don't know that one off the top of my head.
It's the one that's like the sniper, but actually does less damage, but still has the same zoom in, the hold down, that sort of thing. But you can fire it very quickly if you tap the button very fast.
I think the best sniper is like the E leader. I think that's the one that I've played that actually I didn't mind. I mean, I wouldn't play it, but I'm just saying I didn't absolutely despise it. Some of them are just so weak. I'm just like,
there's a Splattershot Pro. Maybe I should buy that.
The what is it, Dark Tetra Dualies or whatever.
52 gal is what I'm getting next. That's what I want.
Those ones are really good. Ink brush, why? Like, I love the ink brush. I think that's like if you're looking for like a roller kind of thing. Like I like that one because it's wicked fast. And it could do like a stupid amount of damage because the big rollers are so slow. I hate them. But like the ink brush is just kind of like a nice blend between the two. I do like that one a lot. I'm trying to think what other ones I really. Some of though I hate playing against it, but I'm sure it's actually a good weapon in certain modes. The fucking bubbles.
Oh yeah, I hate playing against those.
I hate playing against the bubbles, but that's why I'm always like they're probably good because I hate them so much. Like it might just be like it's a weapon pairing that just does not mesh well with my zapper because it has such a good range.
I think I'm buying the Splattershot Pro. I'm like pretty sure I'm gonna get it right now.
You can try it out. It has the trial.
I'm trying it out right now while we're talking.
Oh, there you go.
That's also a great feature. This game is built. It is literally built for competitive play, and it's built so well. It's built so well that like I'm honestly flabbergasted that Nintendo that can't figure out internet, that is awful at like online presence in any way, shape, or form, have such a incredibly good competitive game.
Oh yeah, it's mind-boggling.
I really cannot figure it out. Also, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure this is definitely going to be on my top list for this year. I really cannot sing the praises of this game enough. And like I didn't really touch much of Splatoon 2 because again, I was very kind of like just annoyed at the fact that some stuff was like time gated to the point where I could not play at the times that they wanted me to, essentially.
I don't even think I think Salmon Run was added after the fact. I don't even think it was added at launch.
No, it was added after it, but it was also time gated. I
know
pretty
that.
much specifically remember that element of it.
I know that. I remember just saying because I bought Splatoon 2 at launch, but I just never played it because it wasn't a thing that was there at that time. And then I picked it up again to play the Octo expansion. But
I still haven't played that. That I guess that's another reason why I have not played the single player of this. How much of the single player of this hinges on anything from the last game?
Oh, nothing. The story is
okay. Fantastic. Nothing. Great news. That's what I needed to hear because even if it's like it's a side element and everything, I really don't like missing story elements of a game. You know what I mean? Because then I'm kind of like confused and I'm just like, well, why did I even bother? Why not just go and play the competitive mode and not give a shit? But I'll give it a try, especially since it gives me gear. I like gear. Gear is good.
And some of the things that they have, like Nick said when we talked about it last week, like some of the stuff in the single player is definitely just kind of like it's just hey, it's a challenge room, like whatever, like big deal. Some of the stuff is kind of cool, so it jumps back and forth between that line. You'll see, like you're not going to come away from anything and be like, oh my god, this was an incredible experience.
I'm not really looking for that. I'm just looking for the gear. I'm going to be completely honest.
Oh yeah, I said you'll have a good. I think if you're just looking for like a nice little time waster, like it is fun, and you do get some cool rewards from it. And it is a good way to get like more tabletop cards if that's something you want to.
I have not played that yet. I don't actually know how I feel about that yet.
Oh, I love it.
Sell me on it.
Great. So it's just kind of, I mean, you like card games, right?
Yeah, I mean, I do.
So you get a deck.
Games do have the very specific issue where the RNG of a card game based on either the cards you get at the store via purchasing or the cards you get via a digital game via RNG. the card games have this very specific issue where that could make or break the element of a card game actually being good, because of the fact that you don't have like the cards that you need. I don't exactly know how this card game works, so I'm curious if there is a RNG element to this game where it's like, oh, if you haven't earned these cards or gotten them from random drops, then like good fucking luck. Is there anything sort of like that to this?
So let me tell you how that aspect works.
Yes, please.
So you get a starter deck when you start the game.
Already a good option.
It's a standard starter deck, like everyone gets the same one. So that's kind of nice. You do get card packs in the game, and they are
I have
random.
actually earned some. I got some last night. I don't know how I got them. They just showed up. And I was like, oh, this is a game that happened. Okay, I guess that exists.
Yeah, sometimes it'll just be something in your catalog when you hit certain levels.
I did get them in my catalog. Is there a way to check what level you are in your catalog or anything like that?
It shows it on your the X button, like the equip screen, I believe.
Okay,
or no, not the equip screen. It's the other one, the L button, I think.
I see the catalog. I found it.
I'm but if you're 15,
but there's like no way to look at what's coming next, like page wise, is there?
If you're on the app, you can see everything.
Oh, is the catalog kind of like a battle pass system? Because that's what it kind of seems like from what I'm seeing.
I don't know what that means.
So a battle pass system in a competitive game, so say something like Fortnite, for instance, or something like Valorant, an actual competitive game. The battle pass system is where as you level your character, your class, your whatever up, you're given little rewards. Normally you have to pay like $10 for a battle pass, but some of them are free. And there's also free elements to some battle passes. Essentially it's just as you're doing things in the game, completing little missions or just playing the game in general, you earn rewards. And that's what a battle pass is.
I would say,
and that's what it seems like this is.
Yeah, because it's a different. It's not attached to like your level.
Yeah,
specifically. Yeah. But yeah, you get the little rewards for it. Because the other thing that's also tied to this too, if you remember, is the Splatfest rewards. So as you level up your catalog,
you didn't know that because I haven't taken place in one of those yet.
Oh yeah, you got it after that.
Yeah, I got it after.
Yeah, so when you level up your catalog during a Splatfest, you get these conch shells which you can use in the gacha machine. So it also rewards you that way too.
So the gacha machine that's in the lobby, that's the same gacha machine you use the conch shells in also?
Yep.
Okay.
So every time during the Splatfest, like build up, every time you level up your catalog, you get a conch shell, and you can use that in the gacha machine.
So no matter what, there's a reason to play the Splatfest.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other reason to play the Splatfest too is because that's how you get the sea snails for Merc.
Oh, okay.
And the sea snails let you level up your gear. So, like, for example, my sunglasses that I absolutely love, and I told you there's nothing that would make me not use them. When I got them, they only had one ability slot. Like, it didn't have, like, the other slots open. Well, once you get the sea snails, you can give them a Merc, and he can make it so it has the extra slots.
Oh, so like even if it says there's only one ability slot, with the snails you can add ability slots?
Yes.
That is awesome. Okay, that's a game changer right there. All right.
Oh yeah. Because those sunglasses went from up through the Splatfest only having just kind of like a main ability and a secondary ability. Now they can have the whole, the whole 4 abilities like they should. And I'm like, okay, well now these are very viable pieces of equipment.
That's awesome. So, yeah.
So that's another reason why you can basically like take anything you want and play with it.
Okay, that's good to know. A lot of this stuff is not really told to you, so thanks for this info.
No problem. I've been using Reddit and Wikipedia a lot to learn a lot of these things.
I'm gonna need those links later after the podcast.
The other thing. Oh, so back to your question. So about the card packs. Okay, so we talked about how you get them, and so then. You get the thing, but then you're like, well, what if I want this certain card? So, if you are not lucky enough to RNG it in one of the packs, every time you get a card that you already have, it turns into some sort of
currency that you can use to trade in for another card. Am I right?
Yes. And
all right.
It gives you access to the whole catalog of cards.
Okay.
So it's not like it's like, hey, you haven't seen this one yet, you can't buy it. No. you can see the whole list of 160 cards.
Okay.
And be like, I want that card, and then be like, okay, yeah, it just costs 10 of these or 40 of these or whatever.
All right.
And then you'd be like, okay, well, I've got all these extra cards that I don't need it, or that just automatically convert to this currency, so I'm gonna get this card. So there you go. So you have that option, and then
there's go on.
Oh no, what are you gonna say?
There are so many elements to this game that could be monetized if it was a free-to-play game, and it could be absolute garbage. But it doesn't do that, and it's so good because it doesn't.
I mean, I guess that is one nice thing about Nintendo. They've never really gone that route. They just kind of like
a lot of their mobile games.
The mobile games
a lot of their mobile games.
The mobile games, though, are not Nintendo developed. They just
do I need to remind you of the mobile Mario Kart?
Yeah, the mobile Mario Kart I don't think is even made by them.
Listen, I thought it was. Okay, all right. I thought that was made. I thought that was Nintendo specific, and I also thought that was the reason why the mobile Mario Kart stages are showing up now in the second season pass, or in the season pass of Mario Kart 8. That's why I thought that was a thing that was possible to do. I don't know. That was my assumption. I don't know for sure.
Oh no, that's right. It does say it's developed by Nintendo EPD.
Yeah, and the battle pass for that, and the skin system for that, and the currency system for that is awful.
Oh no, that one is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know a lot of the other mobile games are not developed in house. Like the
Fire Emblem one.
Yeah, I don't think the Fire Emblem one was. Pokemon obviously is not.
No, that's
Niantic.
Niantic. There we go. Yeah, that's
what's the other one I'm thinking about too? Oh, Pikmin's Niantic as well.
Mm-hmm.
Then the other, like the one weird one that's like Dragon something or whatever.
That one. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that one.
Dragalia.
And Dragalia.
That one I'm pretty sure is not them too. Because a lot of these, I thought they had like a deal with like to work with. I thought maybe like Tencent or something.
I thought so too. Once you brought it up, but I really thought that the Mario Kart one was just them. So yeah,
and apparently it is. So thankfully, okay. So rephrase they've never got crossed that line on the consoles.
Yes, I agree with you there.
And usually they'll just do kind of like what they do with like Animal Crossing or whatever, like like they'll do DLC, but they'll do like a big kind of.
I'm sorry, I can't agree with you there either.
What?
Pokemon Unite exists.
I've not played that.
It's literal pay to win. The more money you give to that game, the more you will actually win matches. You could.
It is also a mobile game too.
It is a mobile game, but it started out on the Switch.
I thought it came out on both.
Came out on Switch first. Came out on mobile later.
Oh, well, whatever. As long as it stays there.
But that one is Tencent.
Oh, okay.
So that one does make sense. But I'm just saying, on console, that's a really big cash grab game. Like, it's really good. It's really, really good.
Yeah. So thankfully, they've not really.
My Charizard is blue. How'd you do that? With my mom's credit card. That's essentially what you could do.
Is it as bad as the Gundam game?
It's worse because you can outright continuously pump like XP to level up your different Pokemon like MOBA characters that you play as, and the way you can pump that XP into them is by cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
I guess the big question, like for me with those kind of games, though,
yes,
like as long as you have the ability to do it without that, I don't usually mind it.
You don't in Gundam. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I don't know how much the grind would be in Pokemon Unite, but I do know that if someone... So, I've had this argument with people online a lot. I feel that if I could pay money, or if someone can pay money to have an advantage, it doesn't even necessarily mean they pay money and then they're just going to win. I think if someone can pay money to have an advantage in a competitive game, and I mean like a true advantage, like say for instance your competitive game, and I'm going to go back to Gundam for a second, and then I'll get to my point. But I'm going to go back to Gundam for a second. Say for instance your competitive game has a certain amount of heroes, but if you pay $40, you get 5 other heroes. So that's 5 heroes that you have that someone on the enemy team may not have. So you have more options. You have more options at your disposal for playing competitively than the enemy team does. That doesn't seem fair. That seems pay to win to me. I don't think that's a fair thing to do at all. And my point that I was trying to get at is Overwatch 2. If you buy the battle pass outright for $10, you get the new hero instantly. Otherwise, you have to grind until like the midpoint of the battle pass as a free to play player. And I think that potentially has the elements of pay to win in it, because what happens with new characters when they come out in games? I know you're not really much of a competitive person, but I'm sure even you can guess this.
Everyone plays it.
They get nerfs, they get buffs, they get this, that, and the other, because sometimes those new characters are rushed to market for people to play as. Sometimes they're not tested enough, and sometimes the creators of the game miss something in their kit that maybe works a little bit better than they intended for it to, and gives that character an advantage. So then everyone's going to pick that character because it's better than the other class of hero that's in that like genre, that sort of thing. And as such, if someone can just pay $10 and have that hero day one, and it potentially wasn't tested well enough, or they just missed something that makes it a must-have S tier pick, that's a competitive advantage. That would make that game pay to win. And I think that is a real possibility with Overwatch 2. Because when I played Overwatch 1, when they would launch new heroes or new characters that you could play as, much of the time that hero would be vastly overpowered or vastly underpowered. There was no in between. And if it was vastly overpowered, everyone would play as that character. Everyone would. They would need that character on their team to get that win, to have that, to be competitive against the enemy team. And as such, now that you have to pay $10 to get that character right away, that seems a little bit scummy, in my opinion. That's teetering on pay to win. That's how I feel. Because like, pay to win isn't specifically I give you money, I win. That's just like that's hyperbole. Like, pay to win is getting an advantage more so than it is just outright paying to win. And it's, I don't know, a lot of games such as the Gundam one, such as Overwatch 2, such as Call of Duty, have a real issue with that lately. Such as Pokemon Unite. Got to bring it back to the topic at hand. Sorry. Okay, there we go. What were you talking about?
Splatoon. I don't know.
That's not pay to win. That game's not pay to win. No, it's good.
They did say there's going to be paid DLC, but
that's fine.
We don't know what that is yet, and presumably it's going to be bigger set of DLC, probably more in line with like the Octo expansion.
See, something like that, a single player or like, a competitive thing, not a competitive thing, but a co-op experience, single player co-op experience that's outside the normal competitive aspect of a game. If you want to do that, fine. That's your prerogative. That's the way to bring in more money. That's going to be great for you. But like selling, I don't know, let's say guns as part of the DLC, that would be shitty. That would be really shitty. Don't do that. And I don't think they will, because I think Splatoon is really good about that.
Yeah, I don't think they will either. I mean, I think the worst you might get might be like, hey, if they do like a paid expansion, maybe like there'll be new equipment or something that's tied to that expansion, but it wouldn't be anything like separate.
If it's like a piece, all right, fine. If it's just like a piece and it's like whatever, like a cosmetic sort of deal, that's fine. But if it's like a new weapon, I don't think that'd be good.
Let me see what was in the Octo expansion altogether.
Sounds good.
Let's see. Because I know. Okay, so purchasing, it says, according to the Wikipedia, purchasing the Octo expansion unlocks 2 pieces of gear from the get-go, and it says there's 14 gear items that were obtainable through Octo expansion. All players will see the items in game, but only players who purchase the Octo expansion will be able to obtain the items for themselves.
Okay. How good were those items? That's what I would need to know.
I mean, it's just gear. So to me, that just kind of says like, is it something that you would like aesthetically like to wear?
Yeah. If it had a special ability that only that gear had, that would be kind of shit, though.
No, none of them. What I mean? These are all normal abilities.
All normal abilities? Nothing wrong with that. Totally fine.
Yeah, no, nothing like crazy. Like I said, but it's like, but if you wanted to be like, oh, this special visor or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, then that's
that's whatever. That's nothing. That's still not giving you a competitive advantage. That is fine.
Yeah, it's kind of the same idea as like the amiibo gear in Splatoon.
Yeah,
I guess.
I agree with that too. It doesn't give you an advantage. It's totally fine. It's whatever.
Yeah, looks cool, but you don't need it. Yeah,
correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How does that gear work? Is it like you get a random piece when you tap your amiibo daily or something, or how does it work?
No, it's each amiibo has a certain gear set to it.
Okay.
So it's like this amiibo has this gear, and this amiibo has this gear. So
I see.
So if you were looking for like a specific one, like that fish head one, like it's tied to a specific amiibo, whichever one.
Is there a list of what's tied to what? I would like to see that if so.
Let me see. Here's Splatoon 3. Oh, this website should be portable. I cannot wait to get the new amiibo for this game. They look amazing.
I haven't seen them. I also kind of got dropped out of the amiibo game when I pretty much sold all mine off.
So your fresh fish head,
it
looks like you need the Octoling amiibo.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm posting the list in general. You can see.
I'll check that out. I'm afraid of alt tabbing out of this game because I think it will crash if I do.
No, it's okay. Yeah, so there's that. The new amiibo are you got a new Octoling, a new Inkling, and then you got the little small fry amiibo with his little salmon eggs, which I love.
Okay.
I was gonna say though, I'm guessing it's the Nintendo World Store. It looks like they have the amiibo for Sephiroth and the Tekken
that's
guy
cool. There. That's so cool.
The Sephiroth amiibo looks fucking sick.
I would love to have that.
It's huge. I saw someone like, well, how are they gonna package that into one of the amiibo boxes? And someone's like, the sword will just poke through the back.
Oh, I get it because. All right, let's see what we got here. Is in general chat?
Yes.
That is so sick.
I know. I'll say it again. I say it every time we talk about amiibo, but amiibo have come so far since fucking Marth.
Marth.
And Peace Stand Link. That they also, I'll post it there too. There also is you can see it next to the Kazuya.
Only I had bought this game before I sold all my Octolings. Because I sold mine.
The thing is, too, you only need them like once. So is that like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love them. But they did reprint the.
Oh no, that's so good.
What?
There's like a witch hat that you get as a fucking.
I think that's one of the amiibo gear too. Yeah.
It is. I'm looking at it. They're so good.
But it's just cosmetic, Brandon. Remember.
I know.
But they did reprint. All the amiibo are available in retailers right now. For people that are looking for them, they have reprinted them. Some of them are exclusive randomly, but if you look around, you should be able to get them like at retail price instead of having to go on to like scalpers or whatever. And that's it. I really hope that they do, because they did it for the last two games. I really hope that they do a second set of amiibo for Splatoon for the idols, because I need a big man amiibo in my life.
Some of this gear is actually incredible.
Yeah, some of it looks really nice.
Some of it doesn't.
Yeah, I know. No, some of them. But I'm sure there are people who like some of the stuff that's in there, even if it's like, I mean, obviously I wouldn't wear like the schoolgirl uniform or whatever.
I probably would. You underestimate how much of a meme I am.
Oh, that's true.
These samurai shoes, dude. These fucking samurai shoes and jacket. It's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. You know what?
What?
I may have to hunt this one down. It's too good. It's like $10. I might have to do it.
Which one?
It's just the blue Inkling boy. He gives you the samurai gear, which is so good.
Oh, the blue Inkling boy. Mm-hmm. I think you could also use the purple Inkling.
You can. I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna look into it. But
find it like
at the very bottom, it's like the last one. In the link you posted.
Oh yeah.
Look at it, it looks so good. Anyway, yeah,
Anyways.
I mean, so I do want to share this little ditty with you, I guess. Moving on from Splatoon for a moment.
Oh no, it's good because we can move on to other.
Yes. Yeah. The game that, and I don't know if I shared this last time we were on the podcast, or if I shared it like when I was streaming or whatever. But the game I bought a Switch for, it releases in 2 weeks.
Which one?
If you recall, there were 2 games announced for there were 2 games announced for the Nintendo Switch before the Nintendo Switch was shown.
Yeah,
and those were Metroid Prime 4 and Bayonetta.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm waiting for Bayonetta. I'm so excited for Bayonetta. But I did want to go into news with that. That was going to be my segue.
Let's
so a little bit of news. The voice actress for Bayonetta in Bayonetta 3 is going to be a new voice actress. Not entirely sure why, but Jennifer Hale will be the voice actress for Bayonetta now.
There was a theory though that this was for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do you remember us talking about this theory?
No, I don't remember this theory. Maybe it was before I think
we talked about it.
I don't know about that.
Well, it was I think when the first trailer was shown off for it, because they're like, different voice actor. That's weird. Because obviously they still had the other voice actor doing things like Smash or whatever.
Yes.
So the theory is that it's a different voice actor because it's a different Bayonetta. Because they think that this is the not chorizo Bayonetta.
The
Chorizo?
Kid?
Yes. Because of the hairstyle.
From the first game?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Because that she has the same hairstyle as the kid from the first game.
She does, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm. So they're thinking that there might be some sort of like time dimension thing going on.
That'd be cool. But also, if you know who Jennifer Hale is, you're probably kind of excited for this Bayonetta.
I mean, Jennifer Hale's always great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, FemShep is like the best way to play Mass Effect. So
Jennifer Hale also plays screaming voice of Samus in Metroid Prime. Don't forget, Brandon.
How could I?
She was on somewhere not that long ago that she talked about. They actually had to record like some actual voice lines for that game, and they just never used them.
Of fucking course.
Kind of like bits of narration, kind of like what they had at the beginning of Super Metroid. You know, kind of like we're like, oh, last Metroid's in captivity, and I, went to this spaceship and I dropped off the Metroid and that kind of stuff. But I guess they just ended up going in a different direction with it. Obviously, it's been 25 years, whatever. But yeah, she's been in like everything now. She's great. She's a great voice actor. So I'm excited for Bayonetta. Hopefully, I can pull myself away from Splatoon long enough to play it. So
I mean, that's like my number one priority for gaming in the coming weeks.
Because Splatoon is so. I'm so sucked into Splatoon right now. I saw an ad for Mario plus Rabbids, and it's like, hey, it's coming out like next week, and I literally was like, I don't give a fuck. I just did not care. I saw the thing and I was like, okay, cool. Just not worried about it at all. So, yeah, but that is exciting. I'm excited for Bayonetta 3. I do still want to do a replay of Bayonetta 2 before that comes out. Which, I mean, it's not like it's terribly long. But, yeah, I have it on my Switch. I've had it there for a couple months, and I'm not done with it. Yeah. Any other news you got?
It's not specifically gaming news, but it is a bad idea. So let me go ahead and share it. Apparently, YouTube is testing in some places charging for 4K, which I think is the worst idea they could have.
Oh, I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not surprised. I've heard I have not had it happen to me recently, but I've heard that they are very aggressive about the YouTube Pro lately. And basically, like, if you don't have it,
Yes.
they're giving people like 5 to 10 ads before videos.
Yes, that happened to me when I was watching on my TV. I was like, this is awful.
Yeah, it's terrific. I don't like it. There's a couple videos that I was using on YouTube to study for, and even I noticed that the ads have gotten like stupid aggressive lately. Like you'll get ads like every 5 minutes.
Yes, I was watching a 15-minute video and I got 6 ads in it, and I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, and sometimes, and I also
It's
really
not
hate
it's
it.
not as bad as Twitch, because Twitch is like awful right now. They're literally opting everyone into running like, I think it's like 10 ads at the beginning of their stream, which automatically is enough to just kill off a stream. No one's gonna sit through 10 ads. They're fucking done with you already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and they're opting everyone into that automatically, and it's bad. It's really bad. And then Twitch cut the. You may have seen the ad revenue split thing with Twitch. I don't know if you saw that.
I don't remember.
So the original Twitch partners, like the big ones, like XQC, like I guess Ninja, Moist Critical, who I actually really like. The big people, the people that have been on Twitch for a very long time, or are big hitters, they have a revenue split currently of 70-30. So Twitch has always dangled the carrot in front of people to get them to try to stream more, to get them to try to like have a better connection with their audience, to get them to do larger streams and stuff, to try to like make more big time streamers like those that I named, to bring in more people to the platform and that sort of thing. And the thing they would always dangle in front of them is, if you become a huge streamer, your revenue split will go from 50 to 70-30. Well, Amazon, who owns Twitch, has decided, nah. That's never going to happen to people ever again, and everyone that's currently on it, you don't get to be on it anymore.
Yeah.
So they just shot down the 70-30 split completely. It's gone. So now the thing that many people were working towards by like building their platform, trying to become like big and make Twitch their actual like job, essentially. Even like the decent sized streamers that were getting bigger and bigger and bringing in a lot of revenue through their ads and through people watching them and everything for Twitch, and they were working on that 50-50, giving a lot of money to Twitch out of their paycheck, essentially. Twitch just took away their ability to become a bigger streamer completely. It's just gone now. You will never have that chance. And anyone who was ever on the 70-30 split, they'll be off of it in a few months. And they will never be able to go back on it again either. So they're just crushing the revenue split, essentially. So it's
a great way to
bad.
make fans.
Yeah. They just been making a lot of poor decisions lately. But I think the YouTube thing is even worse, because if they locked out 4K, that would make IGN and GameSpot relevant again. And you don't want to do that.
No,
that's like true. The farthest thing you want to do. Because if you think about it, what's one of the biggest proprietors of like 4K video streaming? Tech channels.
Yeah, of course.
Tech channels on YouTube, that's what they do. They're there to show you what this thing looks like in 4K, what it looks like on other systems, what it will look like with this kind of graphics card, how it will run, this, that, and the other, all of that stuff. That is one of the very good reasons to have 4K. And if you're behind a paywall of being able to even see that, that would ruin those kind of channels completely. That'd absolutely demolish any kind of gaming or tech channel that uses 4K for their videos, which is going to be all of them, because 4K is becoming the standard in gaming on console even now. So, yeah, it's just a terrible fucking idea, and it's really stupid.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, there's certain videos, like, for me, most of the time, like, I do most of my YouTube watching on TV, so, I mean, I really don't care if it's, like, not 4K, because I don't have a 4K TV. But, I agree. Like, for the people that want it, like, that should be...
Why not? Why don't you have a 4K TV?
I'm poor. I don't need a new TV right now.
Dude, 4K TVs are like $150 now. It's
I'm
not
poor,
even...
Brandon. I don't need a TV right now. I got other things to worry about.
Are you poor or are you cheap?
No, I'm poor. I don't have a job right now.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I just graduated. I can't work until December, so I'm just like,
oh, that sucks.
yeah. No, I know.
That sucks. Well, no, I guess all I was trying to say was like, they become much more affordable. That's all I was trying to say. So
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah.
it's
Oh,
no
I don't
longer like
disagree with that aspect of it.
$400, $500. You can get one for like 250, 100, 300, and those are like the 300 and up to like 400 ones are like the really good TVs. So it's like, yeah, now's probably the time to actually do that if you're going to, whenever you can, obviously.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be time eventually. It's just not
Yeah.
there yet.
But like I was saying, like if I'm watching like I don't know, like a podcast or whatever, it's like that doesn't bother me if it's like 1080p or even 720 because I'm watching for the back and forth banter, and I don't really care how good that person's t-shirt looks or anything like that. That doesn't fucking affect me, and I don't really care. But when I'm watching something like a documentary or like something that's like really going into detail or like showing places like like those walkthrough ones, have you ever seen videos like that?
Walkthroughs for what?
Like cities, states, like countries, that sort of
Oh
thing.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
been
yeah,
people that
yeah.
have designed like their entire channel around like getting this big honking fucking camera and just like walking through like China or Asia or like rainforest or what have you, and like they have like 4K HDR, and then like it's very very like soothing, relaxing, really neat
Yeah.
thing just to sit down and watch. Like something like that, locking that behind a paywall is fucking stupid and would absolutely destroy a channel. And then, like I said already, with the tech channels, you're going to make gaming websites relevant again if you do that, and that's stupid.
Yeah. I mean, YouTube, I think they'll probably come and see eventually. Like, if they keep locking a lot of this stuff, they're going to lose a lot of their ad revenue anyways.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a lot of people are going to be willing to sit through 10 ads.
No.
So I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. You did remind me, speaking of YouTube, you did remind me of another news story this week.
Go for it.
Did you know gaming did their piece on the second
Hyrule
retro
thing. I haven't
Yes.
watched it yet. Is it good? Is it good?
Yeah, it was really interesting. I was like, this game sounds amazing. Because they even said too, they're like game wise too. While there's going to be like a turn based element, it was also going to have like puzzle solving and things like that. Like there would be certain abilities that would be locked to the different heroes, and it was also going to have a story that was kind of takes place in two different eras. Where it was like one of them is this book. This boy is reading this book, and as he collects more pages for it, that's where he gets the new stories and the new missions or whatever. And then when he gets the new pages, that's you get transported into this world of the past, and you get to kind of like relive like those memories through it. And that's when you do like the turn-based action and the puzzle solving and that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, this game actually sounds like, on paper, it sounds incredible. Like it sounds like it was really well thought through. And it actually seems like a really neat idea, and so it was kind of disappointing to see that didn't end up going anywhere past the conceptual phase. But that definitely sounds much better than the Sheik game that they talked about.
Oh yeah, the whack-a-mole one.
The whack-a-mole one. And I was like, that game sounded horrible. This game actually sounds like an actually legit, interesting Zelda spin-off. Who knows? Maybe they'll be like, they'll see this as feedback and they'll be like, oh, that was a good idea. We'll go back to it.
That would be really cool. I do like when things get like put out and then like the original creators are like, oh, maybe we're the stupid ones. Maybe we should let them do that. Because like that happened with the Deadpool movie, if you remember. You remember the leaked footage of Deadpool got put out? And then like Fox was like, oh shit, maybe we should actually make this movie. Ah, fuck. And then they did, and it was really good. So yeah.
It kind of happened with the Mortal Kombat thing too, right?
I think so, yeah.
Where someone made like a trailer for it, like a Mortal Kombat movie, and then they're like,
happened
"Oh,
with,
actually, it's great."
It happened with Yakuza also. Yakuza 8, they did an April Fool's Day joke where they made Yakuza into a RPG with like turn-based combat and everything. And everyone's like, I would actually buy this. And then they were like, oh shit. And then they made the next Yakuza into a RPG with turn-based combat, and people bought it.
Hey. And also too, I think it's worth saying, it's not like Nintendo is one to walk away from ideas for a long time and then come back to them, aka Metroid Dread. So
that's true.
good.
That is true. And Metroid Dread is a fantastic game, and they definitely saw that there is a huge audience there for Metroid.
And also started out as a DS game. They got scrapped and brought back eventually. So
it did.
That is one game I've been kind of like every once in a while lately. I've been kind of itching to replay it again. Like, oh, Metroid Dread was a fantastic game.
Metroid Dread is fantastic.
But yeah, no, I don't have time with Splatoon. That's stupid these days. Actually, another good segue since we were just talking about movies. Mario movie trailer. There's a
Thursday,
Nintendo Direct,
right?
Yeah, on Thursday. They're doing a whole Direct for it. Even.
Oh, damn. So it's not just for games; it's just for that trailer.
I'm guessing it's just a Nintendo Direct for that. So I don't know what they would talk about. Like, I feel like if you're gonna do like
here's the movie.
Yeah, we're just be like, here's 20 minutes of the movie or something. Like, I don't know. I don't know. They did release a screenshot of the movie today, so you can kind of see what it looks like. I don't know if you saw that or not.
I have not.
Kotaku was so worried about the fact that Mario doesn't have an ass. So
what?
I'm not even sure. That was the story. It popped up not like on my news app. On my phone, it was like Kotaku was like, Mario doesn't have an ass.
That's so stupid.
It's Kotaku. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, this is the topic of, it's called Tragic. Nobody can find Mario's ass in our first look at the Nintendo movie.
What the fucking hell?
So here, I'll link you to the picture.
That's so stupid.
Actually, too, Nintendo bought the studio. The movie studio. That was also news this week. I think it's called like Nintendo Pictures. I'm Googling.
Okay.
Yes, Nintendo Pictures. It's their animation studio, fully owned animation studio. So that's cool. I mean, obviously they want to get invested in the movies. It's a good idea. And the picture for the movie, I don't know if you can see it that I just posted. It looks really good. It's kind of like how you envision, the next Mario game to look. If you told me this is whatever Nintendo's working on next, I'd be like, oh yeah, that I can totally see that. So, which is good. Although we can't see Mario's face, so I mean, he could still be like creepy Sonic. But yeah, so far so good. The toads look normal as toads should be. So I guess we'll have that to talk about next week. Nintendo, our first look at this Mario movie. And the other thing that's also retreading a news from last week.
It looks fine. Yeah, it looks fine. Yeah, I'm looking at it. It looks fine.
Listen, it looks fine so far. I mean, I guess he doesn't have an ass. People are worried about that, apparently. And
I mean, it's Kotaku. What do you fucking expect?
I know. But I said, Baby's face looks creepy.
Kotaku is just so fucking weird about things. Like what the fuck?
I don't. So this is not the first time recently we've talked about one of their stories and been like, I don't. Obviously, you're making this just for clicks. Like, I just don't know why this is a news story. Like the story should have been like, hey, Nintendo shows off its first screenshot of its movie and it looks great. Like
we can't have that. That's not.
Yeah,
that's
not controversial enough. So there's that. But the other story, I think we talked about it last week. Stadia is officially closing. I think last week it was rumored.
Yeah. Stadia is closing.
And it sounds like, as this whole news has come out, like there's been a lot of, it sounds like, missteps during this whole process, which I don't think any of us were surprised about, because I know we've talked about it many times since it launched. But they're, just, I guess, confirmation, from developers just saying, when they had meetings with Google, it's pretty apparent they didn't know what they were doing. They were above their heads. Those kind of things. It officially closes in January, and they are issuing refunds for everything, which is nice. I guess. I mean, that is reasonable. Some of the other things, though, I guess people want them to unlock the Bluetooth support in the controllers, which I think is reasonable. It looks like it's a nice controller. Actually, it looks like they stole like a Nintendo controller and just made it for Stadia. But
I mean, they probably did. Let's be honest.
But I mean, I could totally see that. The other controversial thing I saw was, I guess someone I don't know how, put 6,000 hours into Red Dead Redemption. on Stadia and wants Rockstar to stave his character.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's a lot of hours.
That is indeed a lot of hours.
Someone did the math. It was like an unhuman amount of time the game per day. It's only been out like 2 years. Like it was something like you to put in like 8 hours a day or something. But
that's crazy.
I mean, I can understand if I put 6,000 hours into a game, I would want them to help too.
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, whether or not they will, I don't know. You probably know this more than I do, but apparently there is no cross compatibility in the Rockstar games as there is currently, right?
I mean, I guess that makes sense. I didn't know that, but okay.
Well, I mean, like with GTA 5, like you can't go between one system and another with your character, right?
You can actually bring your character all the way over from PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 on GTA 5. Oh, mine is.
Yeah. But I don't know. I guess they just don't do it for Red Dead. That's too bad.
Yeah.
So, well, I actually no. So maybe is it cross-platform? Is that the issue?
Possibly.
Like, could you boot up your character on PC?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
From your PlayStation character?
Mm-hmm. My PC character is my PlayStation character. Yeah, Red Dead was okay. So Red Dead was a game that Rockstar really did not give a shit about. So I would not be surprised if you couldn't with Red Dead. I know with GTA, you absolutely could, but I probably not with Red Dead, to be completely honest.
Okay.
Red Dead's the kind of thing where, what's the word I'm looking for? They really were still focused on only GTA 5, and as such, I don't think they really cared, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So
makes perfect sense.
So yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, RIP to.
I finally got into Overwatch. I've been trying for the last 6 hours.
Oh, it actually is gonna let you play now.
I didn't say that. I just said the game booted.
Oh. Okay. Well, that's good.
It defaulted to ultra settings, but it doesn't really look ultra setting. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised.
What was I just gonna ask you?
I don't know.
I don't remember either.
Oh shit.
Did I have any other news that I was going to talk about? I think that was it. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up?
No, not really. I think I'm good.
Okay. Well then, thank you everyone for listening to us tonight. Don't forget you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google, Amazon, wherever you get your podcasts. We also have our website, game-crunch.com, where you can check out all our latest episodes. If you want to reach out to us, we're on Facebook, Twitter. You can send us an email at gamecrunchcast@gmail.com. Brandon.
Hey, how you doing?
Any final thoughts?
No, I don't think I have any final thoughts.
Okay. Well, that said then, my name is Becky Anastasia. You can find me online on Clash of Penguin on Twitter or your favorite gaming console. Until next week, game on.
Game on.
Oh, other random thing that I found too.
Yeah.
Was the DJ was cleaning up a lot of my stuff up in my attic, which has just been accumulating dust for years at this point. So he's been bringing stuff down just randomly. He found a bunch of my old like Nintendo powers.
Oh, nice.
And randomly, one of the things that was in there was Nintendo had put out like a dossier for GoldenEye right before it came out.
Okay.
But like, here's all the weapons and things, and I was like, oh, that seems somewhat topical. That's pretty cool.